Hi, my name's Oz from Expert Sleepers here at NAMM2017 talking to Analogue Zone. Let's show you what I've got new for the show. Skip over these quickly to begin with. New versions I'm showing today of the ES3, ES6, ES5 and ESX8 GT. These have all been out for a while, but starting February these are shipping in new versions. Slightly smaller, slightly better generally, but all with the new light up jack sockets as on the FH1 and ES8, Disting, other things like that. So that's kind of what there is to say about that one. The ES8, which came out at the end of last year and is shipping currently. What I'm announcing for that currently is a new mode of operation, standalone mode. So you can use that as a standalone ADAT to audio converter without a USB connection, which kind of adds to the utility of the module. Also, I'm announcing that from February this year, we'll have Windows drivers, finally. It's been class compliant for macOS and iOS so far. So from February, Windows users will be able to use that as well. Just to remind you what that is, it's a class compliant USB 2 audio interface, 8 ins, 4 ins, 8 outs and ADAT, DC coupled, that can be used as CV or audio. I've got it here plugged into an iPad running S'mores modular, kind of thing you might be able to do with it. This is like a software modular environment. It's making its own sound, which you can hear here. So that's the sound coming from the modular. But I've also got some of these triggers for the Matrix run out to the ES8 outputs here, generating a trigger which is flowing off down to this drum module and mix that in. So it's iOS rhythm with a little bit of modular hi-hat. So it gives you an idea what you can do with it. Completely integrated software, hardware environment through a USB cable. The big announcement for me for this NAMM is this, which is the Disting Mark IV. Mark III's been out for a little over a year. This is the Mark IV, taking on board some of the most frequent customer requests and a few extra things. First thing you'll note is it has a little dot matrix display on it now. Let's just do that so you can see what it's doing. So you can see it's actually scrolling words like algorithm and bank now, whereas previously it just used to be these LEDs, which makes it a lot easier to use. So scroll through the thing and it says that's the quantizer, that's the comparator, and so on. So that makes it a lot easier. This here as well, this is the USB, the micro SD card slot now is on the front of the module. It previously used to be around the back, so that's there. You can pop it in and out to load samples for playback, or MIDI files for playback, or firmware, things like that. The other thing that's new about the Mark IV is I've added support for the Mungo Machine storage strip, which is this little module here. What this does is this utilises the CV bus that runs down most modular systems that can be used for CV, but it turns it into a kind of a digital communications bus used for basically patch changes. So all the modules that are on that bus can be simultaneously patch recalled and patch stored. So you can see, let's switch to the other bank a minute, you can see on the Disting display, just with the press of the button, both modules are changing to different modes. So let's switch back to the other one, you can actually hear it doing something. Where's it gone? Not that one. Maybe that one. Bear with me, that one. There we go. So that's basically doing an LFO speed change, and it's doing a key change on the quantizer. So you can imagine how that might be useful in a song, maybe to sequence, because you can clock this through on a signal as well. You could sequence up an actual chord progression or something, or have all your songs which need slightly different settings, instant recall from that. So that's from this thing. It's got a few new modes as well, which won't make it back to the Mark III. It's got a tuner now and a pitch and frequency reference, which are kind of handy. In general though, it is compatible with the Mark III in terms of the algorithms, and the plan will be to simultaneously develop the two from now on. So in most cases, unless it's something specific to the Mark IV, all the new algorithms that are added will be available for the Mark III still and the Mark IV. So everybody who's got the Mark III doesn't need to worry that they're suddenly going to be dropped. So I think that's it. So yeah, release dates, prices, all these new refreshes, they'll be available in February. Prices largely unchanged, I think. That's to be confirmed. ES8 Windows drivers coming really right at the start of February. ES3 Mark IV should be, I'd say, right at the start of March for that one. Probably slightly more expensive than the Mark III, but with A-Lock not too much. Again, to be confirmed. So yeah, so that's it for me from NAMM this year. Thanks for listening.